talking about attention, why is it important for us to uh, pay attention to how we are using our attention? No? Because attention matters so much. No? If we consider what neuroscience is telling us, no, the study of our brain and how our brain works, neuroscience would tell us that energy flows where attention goes. Kung nasaan yung energy natin, doon din napupunta yung attention natin. And over time, we are shaped by what we keep noticing. Kung ano yung palagi nating pinaglalaanan ng atensyon, yun yung nagiging totoo. And we can talk about manifesting, di ba? Usong-uso yung word na manifesting. And to some degree, no? Parang meron ding truth around it, no? Na the more we think about something, the more we put our attention in it, our energy is also there. No? Napupunta din yung mga efforts natin. And without us knowing, we make those things come true, no, for us. And the challenge is that our brains are wired with something called the negativity bias. No? So I'm just introducing this phrase here, the negativity bias, which means that the brain notices what is wrong more quickly than what is right. Do you experience this? Is it easier for you to, when you enter a room, a meeting room, or a meeting, or a group of people, no? Is it automatic for you? Is it automatic for you to notice what's wrong before you notice what is right? And I am also guilty of that. No? This helps us survive, no? Because when we scan our environment for things that are wrong, the things that are dangerous, we survive. No? We are able to move forward with our lives and we stay safe. But it can also keep us stuck in stress. So kapag pagod tayo or under pressure, our attention, sabi ko kanina, narrows, no? And we see one problem after another. And before we know it, we don't see anything else anymore apart from all the wrong things. And for many people, ang hirap to snap out of this downward spiral. So the practice of gratitude, what we did earlier, interrupts that downward spiral that I was just saying. So it does not deny the difficulty. Hindi natin sinasabing hindi mahirap. No? Hindi natin inaalis yung, hindi tayo nagpe-pretend that everything is fine. It simply widens our perspective. And when we say widen our perspective, we are not only seeing the things that are not going well, but also we make space for what is good, what is already going well, and what is already something that we can be grateful for. So gratitude in a scientific perspective, if you will, though, is not just politeness, but it is actually attention training. We are doing some form of attention training when we pay attention to our attention. When we train our attention, then this time our brain is able to change. And this is what we call neuroplasticity. You might have heard of this word already, but it simply means that the brain is not fixed. You probably heard some people say na kapag medyo tumanda na, hindi na yan magbabago. Kung ano siya, kung sino siya, kung ano yung ugali niya, yun na yun. Hindi na yan magbabago. Have you heard of that? Yeah. But what we are discovering right now, no, with all the studies, all the advancement in science, is that that is simply not true. Our brain can change at any point in our lives, no matter how old or how young we are. And this is a very hopeful message, no, that science is giving us. So our brain is shaped by repeated experience, repeated thoughts, and repeated attention. What we practice, we strengthen. Those who go to the gym and do their exercise, no, you build muscles, no? So at the start of you going for exercise, probably sobrang hinang-hina tayo, no? Because the muscles are being trained, no? And the more we show up to our exercise, to our workout, eventually we realize, oh, I can lift heavier weights. And that is because our muscles are being trained. And that's also the same principle when it comes to training our attention. It can be very difficult at the onset, but eventually it gets strengthened. So if we keep going down the spiral of stress, of fear, self-judgment, those patterns become easier to return to. But if we keep practicing gratitude, appreciation, and having a wider way of seeing, we also strengthen those pathways. And that is why gratitude supports our flourishing, our well-being. It helps train the brain not only to survive, but to also notice connections, goodness, meaning that can be found, that's waiting to be noticed and waiting to be found around us. So gratitude is also deeply connected with kindness. So they go together. So usually, when someone experiences kindness, gratitude naturally follows. So we feel helped, we feel seen, we feel supported, remembered. And something in us responds with appreciation when we experience being helped by somebody. But it also works the other way around. So when we are grateful, we often become kinder. We become more generous, more patient, and more willing to notice and affirm the good in other people. So gratitude and kindness feed on each other. They create this powerful loop where kindness awakens gratitude and gratitude fuels kindness. So just one sincere act of kindness can stir gratitude in another person. Kanina, when you scanned around the faces of the people in your table and said, thank you for being here, we actually just started that loop. And you offered your smile and you offered your gratitude for that person. And that's what we are pointing at right now. That the chain of gratitude can start with all of us. So in that sense, just like what Random Acts of Kindness Foundation would say, kindness and gratitude do not get used up by being shared. Hindi nababawasan o nauubos yung gratitude and kindness kapag binabahagi natin. If anything, it grows exponentially as they are being passed on from one person to another. At this point, when we talk about gratitude, most of us naturally think of thanking other people or being grateful for what we have received. And that is a very good place to begin. But that is not the whole picture about gratitude. There is another recipient of gratitude that often gets overlooked. No? Hindi natin masyadong napapansin. And that is the self. The self, ang ating mga sarili, as a recipient of gratitude. And this is the second main point that I want to highlight in our time together. Many people are quite uncomfortable, or rather, many people are quite comfortable saying thank you to others, but less comfortable saying thank you to themselves. So for some people, parang awkward naman, no? Papasalamatan ko yung sarili ko. Parang it feels awkward. Or maybe some people would say, kailangan ba? It feels unnecessary, no, to thank myself. Or even napaka-selfish ko naman if I still have to thank myself. No? But that discomfort, I'd like to point out, is something that is worth paying attention to. Because one of the important questions gratitude invites us to ask is that, can I also acknowledge the good within myself, not just the good that is happening around me? What do you want to thank yourself for today? Right at this very moment. Can you think of even just one thing na gusto mong pasalamatan yung sarili mo for? Maybe you want to thank yourself for showing up today, just by being here. Kahit nakakapagod, kahit what you want to do is to do your million other things that you need to do, no? Instead of being here. Maybe you want to thank yourself for getting through this week. Or maybe you want to thank yourself for doing your work faithfully, even when no one notices. The talk earlier about integrity, thanking yourself for trying to practice the integrity kahit na hindi siya often rewarded. Maybe you want to thank yourself for being 5% more patient today. Kahit konti. Parang nag-increase ng kaunti yung patience natin. Or for choosing to say something inspiring rather than something judgmental. So what are these things that you felt like, oh yeah, I have to thank myself for that? Because I haven't really acknowledged my own contribution to my own well-being. Baka I'm able to thank everybody except myself for making it through all of my experiences as a person, through all the suffering, through all the pain, and through all the chaos. So why is it important to practice gratitude to ourselves? Because it changes the way we relate to ourselves. Kapag mas handa tayong pasalamatan yung sarili natin, nag-iiba yung pakikitungo natin sa sarili natin. Dahil madalas, ang automatic na ginagawa natin, na napapansin natin sa sarili natin, are everything that's wrong. All our flaws, all the things that are lacking, lahat ng mga hindi natin nagagawa, lahat ng mga New Year's resolution na ilang taon ng New Year's resolution pa din. And we see all of those things that are not working well. But when we practice more gratitude, we try to see that, oh, that's not the only thing about me. I am not just those things that are wrong. But I also possess everything that I need already to flourish. All of those things are already in me. So practicing gratitude helps us to acknowledge what is already going well, what we already have, and what has carried us this far. It is one way of affirming na yung worth natin, no, yung halaga natin as a person, ay hindi nakadepende sa kung gaano kaganda yung performance natin. Or kung gaano ba karami yung mga nabawas natin sa to-do list natin every day. Or kung gaano tayo ka-perfect as a person or as an employee. Our worth are not all dependent on those things. And there's also a spiritual depth to this. To be grateful for the self is to honor our innate goodness. No? Yung kabutihan na nasa atin na simula pa noong umpisa. At walang makakapag-alis noon sa atin. Pero minsan, nahihirapan lang tayong makita because, again, our attention is focused on the less desirable parts of ourselves. But not only our innate goodness, but also our unconditional worthiness. And when we say unconditional, wala tayong kailangang gawin for us to earn our worth. Because we are all, sabi ni Brené Brown, if you read Brené Brown's book, sabi ni Brené Brown, in her book, Gifts of Imperfection, you are worthy now. You are worthy now. It's not when you do something nice, or it's not when you achieve something that will bring your worth, but you are worthy now, even before you do any of those things, even if you don't do all of those things. And the image of God already alive in us. So thanking ourselves is the first step to self-compassion, or what I'd like to describe as treating ourselves with the same kindness and understanding that we are willing to give our loved ones. And this brings me to my third and last point for this brief time with you, which is receiving gratitude. So many of us may be good at expressing gratitude, giving our thanks, giving our gratitude, but not necessarily good at receiving it. Pagtanggap ng pasasalamat mula sa ibang tao. How are you with receiving gratitude from others? Anong eksena kapag may lumapit sa inyo tapos nagpasalamat? Uy, salamat na inspire mo ko, or salamat napakabait mo, napakagaling mo. How do you react to that when somebody approaches you with that? Uy, hindi naman. Hindi naman. Uy, no need to say thank you for that. Or when your superior maybe says thank you to you, or sir, ma'am, it's okay. It's my job. You don't have to thank me. So some reactions are rejection. We reject the gratitude na binibigay sa atin. We say like, we are as if saying to that person na, mali yung nakikita mo. Hindi ka dapat nagpapasalamat sa akin. Or deflect. No? Like, uy, hindi naman, maliit na bagay. So parang hindi natin nire-reject, pero parang hindi rin naman natin tinatanggap, hindi natin ine-embrace fully. No? Sinasantabi lang natin. Or minimize. No? Parang, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Maybe for us. But for the person who's expressing their gratitude to you, maybe that's a really big thing. And being rejected of the gratitude that they're giving us. Imagine giving a gift to someone and then hindi tinanggap yung gift natin. It doesn't sit quite right. And that's the same with gratitude. It's a gift. Or sometimes we also quickly return the compliment without first receiving it. No? Uy, ang galing-galing mo nga, anong sagot natin? Mas magaling ka. Uy, ang ganda-ganda mo. Hindi, ikaw nga yung maganda eh. So parang dahon tayo ng saging o ng gabi, no? Parang waterproof from gratitude proof, no? Parang hindi natin hinahayaan na pumasok sa atin yung pasasalamat ng ibang tao. And on the outside, it may look like humility. Gusto ko lang maging mababa yung loob, humility. But sometimes, it is discomfort with being seen. Hindi tayo komportable na nakikita ng mga tao sa paligid natin yung kabutihan natin na taglay. And for a lot of reasons. We are uncomfortable being valued. May iba magaling mag-alaga ng iba, pero pag nandiyan na yung ibang tao nag-o-offer ng alaga para sa kanila, no. I'm used to taking care of others, not people taking care of me. And a lot of people operate with that. It's very sad, but this happens a lot, maybe even with you, without you knowing. So receiving gratitude from others allows us to participate in the flow of love. And I put a capital letter in the word love here to signify that it's not just the love that we all share as humans, but also the love with a big L, that's coming from God, coming from our Creator. And we can imagine that all of the love that's going going on around this room or around the world, no, is coming from one source, from the unconditional and unlimited love of God that is flowing through us. But the thing is, when someone offers us gratitude and we do not accept it, we deflect it, or we reject it, we are not letting that love flow in us. Parang hinaharangan natin yung daloy ng pag-ibig. We don't let it enter and touch the deep parts of us. And when we receive gratitude well, that love doesn't stop with us. No. It continues to move through us in the way we treat others, the way we see ourselves, and the way we respond to love. But the thing is, if we are not able to receive love and we are just giving and giving and giving, nakakaubos din yun. It can be draining. And we have a word for that. Burnout. We get burned out. Because lahat ng transaction palabas. No? Sino yung nasa finance dito? Kung lahat ng pera palabas, anong mangyayari? Patay tayo dyan. It's the same with love, no, with us. If all the love is moving away from us and we are not able to replenish it by accepting other people's gratitude, then sometimes you might feel empty. And even if we are expressing love or we are giving love, we feel like it's not coming from a deep place because the reality is nauubos yung supply natin. So receiving gratitude from others is a way for us to replenish our love bank. So with this, I want to offer a very simple way of receiving gratitude. So a very simple practice of pausing, smiling, and saying, thank you, I received that. So whenever somebody gives you a compliment or a thank you, instead of rejecting, deflecting, or minimizing, maybe we can practice pausing, smiling, and saying, thank you, I received that. Maybe we can practice with your seatmate. No? So just face your seatmate across you or beside you. No? And I invite you to say something sincere. Okay? Something sincere to that person beside you or across you. And if you are a recipient of this thank you, pause, smile, and say, thank you, I received that. Sige nga, do this with your seatmate or the person sitting across you. Maybe just point out one thing that you appreciate about that person. You can say, hey, I like your smile. Sabihan ng, hey, I like your smile. Pause, smile, and say, thank you, I received that. For those who are struggling to receive gratitude, this exercise feels so weird. Ang weird nito, no? Cringe sa mga Gen Z dito. So cringe, no? But it might feel like so uncomfortable right now, but the more we practice it, the more we become comfortable with it, no? Like, yeah, I can receive that. But if you put your feet on the other person's shoe, and like, tinanggap niya yung thank you ko, no? As a giver of that gift, how does it feel like for you? Na tinanggap yung regalo na binigay mo. Feels good, di ba? Feels good. So, when you receive gratitude, you're not only making yourself happy, but you're also making the giver of the gratitude happy. So the exchange of gratitude is a win-win situation. No one loses in the exchange of gratitude. So before we move into the next brief segment of my time with you, let me briefly recap the three main points that we have explored so far. So the first one is that gratitude helps train our attention. It rewires our brain. It interrupts our usual tendency to focus only on what is wrong and helps us notice that even in the middle of stress, even in the middle of stressful situations, there's something good that we can acknowledge. The second point, one often overlooked recipient of gratitude is ourself. And practicing gratitude for the self helps us acknowledge our innate goodness and worth, and it opens the way to self compassion. And the third main point is that gratitude is not only something we give, it's also something that we can learn to receive. So when we receive gratitude well, we allow kindness, appreciation, and love with a big L to flow in us and move through us. I invite you to get just one piece of paper in front of you, maybe a page in your notebook, whatever you're holding. Just reach a piece of paper from your table and the pen. Please get a paper and the pen. It doesn't matter how big the paper is or how small the paper is. Just a paper where you can write on, that has space for you to write on. A paper and the pen. Okay. So we will do this very quickly, We'll write a brief note, a thank you note for yourself. So I want you to write things that you want to affirm in yourself. Don't be conscious about grammar or spelling or kung gaano karami or gaano kakaunti yung maisusulat ninyo, Just scribble down whatever comes to mind, anything at all that you want to thank yourself for. English man yan, or in Filipino, or Cebuano, if you use that language, whatever is the language of your heart. Try to write freely what things you want to say thank you about yourself. So I just have one more minute left with you. So I would like to end with just a story, So yesterday, I just came back from giving a 4-day retreat to Caritas Philippines, in Tagaytay. And at the end of our activity, the participants gave me a card, So this card, the one that you're seeing right now to the left. And it was very touching, and I really felt like appreciated and loved, I received it as I tried very hard to receive it and not deflect it, And then later that day, after a long trip from Tagaytay to here, I just live in Mandaluyong, I decided to take a short walk and then have dinner, dyan sa my green field. On my way back, I realized that my wallet was missing. This was last night, kagabi. Nawala yung wallet ko. And then, so all my important IDs are there, my credit cards were there, and I realized that, normally, that kind of situation could easily make me anxious, or panicky, especially when I was already exhausted for those 4 days. But interestingly, I felt very calm and focused. So what I did was I retraced my steps, went back to the restaurant, the picture on the right, and thankfully, my wallet was there, waiting for me at the counter, nung restaurant where I had dinner. And reflecting on that afterwards, I really felt that the gratitude that I felt and I have received earlier yesterday created a kind of inner buffer for me. Parang nagkaroon ng nagkaroon ng malaking deposito sa puso ko through that gratitude. And it helped me meet the problem differently. Because I was able to receive so much love and gratitude from the people that I have been with for the past 4 days. When something bad happened to me, naiiba yung reaction ko to that thing that happened. And I think that's one of the gifts of gratitude. It does not make life perfect, but it can steady us in the middle of what's happening in our real life. And finally, I want to leave you with this quote from Brother David Steindl Rast. No? We often think that gratitude comes after joy, after things go well, or after life becomes easier. But maybe it also works the other way around. Maybe gratitude is part of what helps make joy possible. Life will not magically become perfect, but gratitude changes the way we face life. It helps us notice goodness, honor ourselves, and receive love, and stay open even in the middle of stress and uncertainty. So as we end this session, I hope you carry this simple practice with you. Notice the good. Thank yourself and receive gratitude when it comes. And over time, these small acts can shape not only your mood, but also your way of being. So I'd like to say cheers to a joyful life filled with gratitude. Thank you so much.